I can't wait to see what the Leviathan's like. That is so good. I'm like, that's not outside. That's not how interstellar space works. I'm interested what Motive made of our lore here. But like I said, in Dead Space 2, there was some disagreement with me and Ben about that, so.
I'm here with Chuck Beaver. It's my 5th time doing this.
Making the face.
Chuck is a veteran game developer. He worked on the original Dead Space 2. He worked on original Dead Space. He's playing the new one. Here we go.
Some devotion. Oh, we're on to chapter 6.
Chapter 6. Yeah.
Look at his suit. It's still frosty.
Yeah. They did a lot of that too. I don't know if you noticed, but when you get out of space, his suit will be like, I think it'll be wet from defrost. So
what?
I think at some point his suit may turn
They're having a little bit too much fun with this.
Am I going the wrong way? God damn it. Oh, see, now his suit's all wet because it's defrosted.
Oh, wow.
Now we're going to freeze again.
Dude, the speck on the gold in the suit makes me happy. Oh, and it freezes when you walk back in the room.
Yeah.
You and I playing games together. our own sound effects.
I love it. We get into like deep discussions of the philosophy of game design, and 2 minutes later we're like,
you know, some people might say the speck on the suit is too much, but I'm like, you could never have too much
yeah,
speck.
make it shiny.
I mean, come on. It's like just a piece of treasure walking around on the screen. Am I just going to gush about this suit the whole time? I gotta stop.
Every single episode.
It's ridiculous.
The suit is cool.
It's just...
So now we need to go fix the poison air.
Okay. So let's go, and on the way, I'm trying to look at his waist. So the original Isaac suit was a little bit of a diaper. It was a little bit long, you know, from the lower rib cage down all the way through. This one has a little more separation at the top of the hip. Georgia 4, ooh, what's that?
Oh, a sightseeing planet.
Oh.
So in this universe, I assume that humanity is now a spacefaring species and we're just destroying planets for resources?
Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, there was a thing called shock point drive, which is still how they get around faster than light. The writer that we worked with had given us some treatments about the universe. And one of them was that ships would travel across light like hot oil across a skillet, and it would be this shock point you would hit at the boundary of interstellar space.
Where you're just like bouncing along?
Yeah, somehow it was like shock point. There was this point where somehow in interstellar space you'd hit this barrier and it would be enough to, some sort of confluence of forces of nature were there. It would just shoot you across. Me being my nerdy self, science goof, I'm like, that's not outside. That's not how interstellar space works. Space is mostly space.
Yeah.
Like the interstellar boundaries of places like into the solar system boundary isn't this like the Mutara Nebula in Star Trek where you actually have a hard boundary. Those are just science conceits that don't happen.
Excuse me.
So I think it went with a more traditional antimatter drive or something in the end, but it's still called shock point drive in this. So we kept his verb, but probably not his soft logic to get us there.
I see. Hi, hate to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to remind you that if you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you think about the remake or if you have any questions for Chuck. And also consider subscribing. We have a lot more of the series to come out, and also might be a little surprise if you stick around for another couple episodes. Thanks for watching.
Check your helmet filters. That air's not safe to breathe.
Yeah, I smelled it. The whole deck's rotting.
Massive food storage. Too big to be anything they grew. It looks like the source of the poison gas.
Thanks, Kendra.
Hydroponics log, Dr. Elizabeth Cross.
Oh, there she is.
And I had the surplus packed up so we could send it to the colony. The Captain Matthias is strictly enforcing his no-fly order.
Oh, wow. So she talks about the no-fly order from Matthias. That comes from some of the transmedia.
Oh, that's cool.
If you understood what was going on, all the events that led up to when Isaac got here, we explained the entire infection from when the Ishimura arrives at Aegis 7 and they find the marker and how it gets pulled to the ship is all, explored in various transmedia. And the no-fly order is part of that.
Oh, Jesus. They came out of the toilet.
Yeah, they did. Oh, boy.
Excuse me.
It's on your face. Look at that Altman poster, by the way, behind you.
This one?
Oh, hi.
Altman be with you. Is Altman like their, I don't know, priest or...
Altman be praised. Yeah, it was he was the founder of unitology, and so if Dead Space 1's phrase was Altman be praised, Dead Space 2 is Make Us Whole. It turns out Altman, although known as the founder of unitology, if you read the first book in the series, the novel we did.
Ishimura Farms. How y'all doing?
Oh, is that Glenn? It's Glenn. Oh, that was Glenn's face. Now it's not. Used to be Glenn's face on that. They changed it.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah. The book. Oh gosh, I'll have to remember the first name of the book in the series. And we'd explored how that happened, and he actually wasn't unwitting.
This is Dr. Elizabeth Cross. To all
Founder of
survivors, turn back. If I can find a way to kill it somehow. Jacob, if you're hearing this, you know I have to try.
What a great arc. So now Elizabeth Cross, is a hero doctor in this. Jacob's looking for her, right? This is nice. You pluck a couple crew members out of the whole Ishimura. It's not heavily populated, and you give them a story. You know, it's nice. How are you feeling as the story unfolds?
And I do like that they have now more of a cast, and it's also interesting that Elizabeth and who's the guy looking for? Temple, yeah, that's kind of mirroring Isaac looking for Nicole as well.
And she sort of indicates, she foreshadows the sacrifice she's probably going to have to make. She tells Temple what might happen to her. So she's in charge of hydroponics. Oh, this is so fun to see hydroponics.
Any luck?
Yeah, I finished the enzyme. It's been modified to digest something big.
They must have been trying to kill whatever's in food storage. Let's hope it works.
So I assume this area of the ship is where they were trying to grow fresh food, so they weren't eating space Pop-Tarts.
Exactly. Yeah, we did some understanding of how deep space living would exist, and there needed to be a hydroponics for both oxygen and food. And so we were trying to be, scientifically based on a lot of stuff, so it wasn't just an unreal space as much as possible.
Yeah.
Again, immersion.
No,
Yeah.
go back. There's no way into food storage. Even if there was, the Leviathan would devour you.
You're Elizabeth Cross, right? This Leviathan.
Oh, she's
Is that
alive.
what's poisoning the air?
The air. My team, it's destroyed everything.
I've got some of that enzyme here.
What?
Oh my god. How?
I pressed the button.
Listen, we need to inject it into the Leviathan. You can't get into food storage, but there's another way.
Look at her still alive.
It's risky.
Riskier than running out of air?
My team has been altered.
Oh boy. Yeah.
They're all connected to the Leviathan, breathing out its toxins.
Oh, nice.
That connection goes both ways.
Okay. So if I get to your team and inject them,
The enzyme will be carried right into the Leviathan's heart. Bind the Weezers. End their suffering. And when the Leviathan is weak enough, we vent the bastard into space.
What a great setup for this. So now the Weezers are her crew. They're not just people sitting around. She's alive, trying to do a cool thing, and now you know that the boss at the end, you're going to weaken it to the point you can probably do stuff with it. But
Was Elizabeth alive in the first game?
no, she was not. So that's an ad.
Was she even a character?
Yeah, she was definitely. Gosh, I can't remember which transmedia. If she and Jacob had a bigger role in some of the prequel transmedia, they definitely had a series. And Temple had an arc here. We found him, I think, dead. But yeah, they had a presence in the original material, but not this intense in the game itself. The nice thing about doing a remake is you don't have to worry about all of this. Like when you're first doing level design, you're trying to come up with this stuff, and I just remember poor Brett was the creative director, and at some point he was like the main guy doing all these. He got to the end of it, and he was like, "I am tapped out."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He's like, I can't think of anything
cannot
else.
continue to think of new levels and stuff. So he'd done a good job on these level designs, and so I think he maxed out.
Yeah.
Getting him in. Force gun. It wasn't as useful in the first game as I wanted. It was kind of fun, but this is a shotgun analog.
Oh, interesting.
So
I
it
like
just
shotgun.
blows. It's a short range damage cone, a wide damage blast cone.
This. Do I have to get up close?
You have to get up close to it and you have to inject it.
Oh.
That's a complete change from what we did. We just killed them because killing them made them stop wheezing.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
These guys were so gross because their lungs had grown out onto their backs. And
Yeah.
as they breathe, their lungs were doing that.
Pretty gross.
Yeah. And then the spawns, I even recognize the same spawn types here, like the pregnants with the little things and like these tweezers and all that. Yeah, but it's nice when you do a remake, you don't have to sweat through all that because each of these levels is so much work.
Right.
To think of, make, tune, right?
Yeah.
So this
and
is
it's
so
not
much-
just like, oh, it's a room with guys in it. It's every single corner has to be meticulously thought about
Yeah.
and play tested.
Right. And so having a finished game to remake is nice because this worked, you know, you might make some clear, obvious modifications to it, but like spawns are kind of figured out. And
Right.
all the blind corners.
Liz
in it.
Cross again. I never asked your name.
Hi, Liz.
Isaac Clarke, systems engineer.
Engineer. Have you seen Jacob Temple?
I haven't, but I'm looking for someone too. Dr. Nicole Brennan.
Dr. Brennan. Doesn't she help people leave unitology?
Like my mother. That's how we met.
Oh, wow.
She's okay.
That's a cute upgrade to their how they met.
So Nicole,
Oh, I love that.
Nicole is a unitologist as well?
No, she is who helped Isaac's mother leave unitology.
Oh, I see. That's what I missed that part.
Yeah, that's how they met. Oh, that's really great. Nice. Tying it all together. What a charming story.
Oh.
I love the crickets. That's so good. Oh no, it's another thing you gotta eject.
Stab you in the face.
So this is great. Look at this paired animation. Like, this is pretty sweet. I love that it ties to the boss fight in the end. So you do these things, right, which clears the air, and also is apparently you're gonna have to fight this thing at the end. So well, it's gonna be fun to see how they did that with the ADS cannon redo. So spectacularly fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what the Leviathan's like, because it was, I think, one of our zero-G moments, which is point to point. So now you'll have your jetpack zero-G.
The like stabbing the Weezers. It does also, even though it's really gross. Oh, hi.
Oh, he's with us. Oh, sorry, Sam, wherever you were.
It just, even though it's probably a small thing, the fact that you're not just walking in and blasting them like you were saying in the original, it does make Isaac still seem a little bit more human, you know, and you're not just killing everything. It's like, oh no, you are like, just, I don't know if you're curing them, but it's better than just shooting them in the face, you know what I mean? Gives them a little bit more jungle ambience, but I like
Ambience.
it. A therapeutic ambience up.
That is so good. Oh my God. So it's all fake. It's like a spaceship. But what's the crickets for? Well, it makes you feel like you're in nature.
Yeah.
That is spectacular. Therapeutic ambience. Yeah, I like this inventory system quite a bit. Very specific ammo per weapon and all that stuff. I would, you know, if we were redoing Dead Space 3, I would just return to this system.
What
and have weapons.
what was there in Dead Space 3?
It was full weapons crafting, and so you had a
that's
lot
right.
of components, and you could make different weapons. But because they had to be interchangeable, the base weapon itself ended up just looking very similar no matter what you did. And because it was so complex, there was just an ammo. There was one ammo type, which was a little challenging to tune. So
and the challenge with that too is it doesn't encourage you to use other weapons. You would just pick the one that you liked and you would just use that forever. Right?
yeah, you didn't have designed weapons that you had to choose among. You would try to craft your own. And so do-it-yourself stuff is fun, and player choice stuff is fun. But I think it doesn't really work. Oh yeah, this hallway. This is the first exploder. I think it's funner if it's more fun rather if it's this first system. I think is the way to go.
I like these guys. 'cause
Yeah,
I can
these are my favorites. The noise they made in the original was hilarious.
I like too how you can like cut off their weird.
Yeah, they cut the sack off and throw it back at him.
Yeah.
I remember that hallway. They kept the same effect. It was this cool chase light going up and down the hallway on the side. That was fun.
But yeah, with the weapons you were talking about on Dead Space 3, it's like it's nice that you can design your own weapons, and that does give you like different player choices, but then it also doesn't encourage you to try different play styles and tactics. It's like, oh, if you like this gun, you can use that for the entire game.
Yeah, right. Once you settle on something you like.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's hard to beat the plasma cutter even in this game.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo, floaty! So this has to be newly reconfigured areas because, oh no, I think we had weird point-to-point jumping here. We had to kind of jump through some holes that were in the square. Yeah, okay. This might be the same area. You just fly through it now.
Yeah, I remember this. Oh, hello.
Oh,
babies.
hi.
I'll never get tired of the zero gravity. It's just so fun floating around.
It's good. I had to look at the Dead Space 2
I
zero
just
G
realized
gravity.
these are just giant spikes.
Just
That's
the
amazing.
Ishimura for you. It's not OSHA. It's oh shit.
Yeah.
And we had something similar, but I like that they've unified all of his suit jets to be the cyan of everything, so it makes for a
Yeah.
nice uniform color palette. I think it's a good improvement.
Weird.
And baby shooting you.
Where? That's the one thing.
That's
when
the
you
problem
use-
with, that's the problem with this space.
Yeah, I never know where I'm supposed to be. Oh, he's in there.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a long range.
Ooh.
Ow.
Wow.
Oh,
He's
it's
like,
this guy.
oh, it's that dude. Oh, your favorite
I
dudes.
hate this guy so much. He's so like he's just screaming at me. He's terrifying. Oh god.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that was effective. Oh, last guy. Sorry. Man, he looks gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah, I just realized like his esophagus is coming out. Oh god. Yuck.
They were so good. Those were Ben's favorite things to design. These sort of really
Just
horrific.
grotesque.
Yeah, like really, body horror things. And so
Yeah.
your lungs are on your back, inflating and wheezing and exhaling. Ugh. Well, you know what? I'm so surprised. The conversion of the point-to-point jump for Isaac and Zero G, this space has just worked almost one for one with flying through. You just fly through
Yeah.
the space. Okay. I don't know. I for some reason thought it was going to be a really significant.
I assume when you were
change.
jumping, those spikes were much more of a hazard. Though.
I don't have to. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, now we're starting to.
Yep. I'm hearing her.
Uh-oh. Oh god. That
Yeah, I
scared
was
me.
like, no.
Yeah, so now it's pretty heavily implied that Isaac's starting to lose his marbles a little bit.
It's interesting, is it? I mean, if I didn't know any better, those seem like real logs. They're just a little fuzzy. They're not as clear as the ones from like Cross, or when you're talking to Kendra.
Yeah.
She's a little bit, they're kind of coming in and out, and she's like, "Save me."
Yeah.
He's trying to call her. She won't answer. So something's not right.
Right.
Yeah. But his insanity isn't really made evident. But it's just there's just enough in the frame to make you question it.
I looked up Cross's notes on the... Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Kendra?
It's him. 2 doors behind you. Karen. Wait, he's gone. Me. And...
Oh, she's starting to lose it too.
Right? So she just saw her little brother.
That's
Because he's passed on.
not possible.
So now she's starting to hallucinate dead loved ones.
Yeah, it's starting to be pretty heavily implied that.
I'm interested what motive made of our lore here about what the ghosts are, the images of dead loved ones. Because in Dead Space 1, it wasn't quite resolved if they were there to help you, because they were helping you. They were, and even in the book, they definitely were helping. Like, you know what I mean? We had 2 books, and then the first book, Dead Space Martyr, that's what it was called. I had them helping. But like I said, in Dead Space 2, there was some disagreement with me and Ben about that. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Just about whether they're helping you or whether they're like messing with you?
Yeah, whether the whole thing is everything about the markers are of a piece of evil, right? They're here to eat you, or if there was some sort of other force for good in that, right?
Yeah.
We weren't exactly clean on our Dead Space 1 lore about that. So obviously we got all the way to Dead Space 2,
Yeah.
and even with Ben and I in charge of it, we hadn't fixed that all the way up. So I wanted there to be some positivity to the universe, and that the ghosts were some backlash or something in your DNA, or the spirits of your loved ones helping you in some way through this crisis, And Ben was like, no, it's just all evil all the way through.
Right.
So if you pay attention to Dead Space 2, you will see there is some incongruity in the frame of the game about. Oh God! Is that a brute?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That was a perfect moment. I just turned with my flashlight. He's just charging.
Yeah, and you're holding it happily. You're holding an exploding canister.
I like the force gun.
Yeah, it's fun, huh?
Bam.
It's really powerful. I guess you
Yeah.
have to be up close. That's the trick, huh?
Yeah. But like you were talking about with the having some glimmer of hope, I completely agree. Because if everything's always dark and everything's always bad all the time, that can work for a little while, but then it can get both exhausting and also it's not surprising anymore. Where it's just like, oh, okay, like you don't trust anything anymore. I think that's one of my things that I'm bummed out about with Last of Us 2, like no spoilers there, but that game is just relentlessly dark. Like there's very little hope in that game. Like everything is just pretty much always bad.
Right.
And I'm a huge Last of Us fan, and I went back to replay Last of Us 2, and I was just like, I started playing and I just put the controller down. I'm like, I'm just sad all the time. Like this game just bums me out. I played the first one countless times. But it's like you're saying, where it's like you have to have like some glimmer of hope from a pacing standpoint and from a like just world building standpoint. It gives it a little bit more life to it, you know?
You know, and the dynamic contrast range in narrative is a design tenet. Like, you know, how far back do you start something so it has more of a journey to travel between its initial starting state and where it ends up?
Yeah.
You know, in terms of either the meet cute or the protagonist arc, or, you know, everything starts as far back from where it's going to end up as possible. And so if your entire range of narrative setting is, and the tone is just all dark like that,
Right.
like you have half of the world there. So if there isn't any positivity to leave in it, oh God, oh, you're getting eaten in a wall. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. You get that more dynamic range and it makes the world feel fuller and more interesting.
I mean, it's a case to be made either way. I mean, it wasn't unsuccessful what happened, but I think that it was just it was like it's a pattern break, right? It gives you a break from just the relentless darkness.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, there's something good happening here. Some force for good fighting against this force for evil.
Right.
And giving it room in the universe to exist would have been my initial choice.
Yeah.
And the way it went down was like really, really rough. It would happen at the very end of the cycle. And so if we played Dead Space 2, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. If you kept that tenet and you moved forward with like future Dead Spaces, it would be like, oh, okay, I know that this is gonna end poorly for Isaac, and you know, Earth is gonna fall and everyone's gonna die. Or you could be like, oh, will Isaac save Earth? Will he stop the necromorphs? I don't know. I have this glimmer of hope to keep going. But if it's so relentlessly dark, it's like, well, why do I even want to play? Because everyone's fucked anyway.
Exactly. Like a unipolar antagonist force is interesting in that way because it's flat and one-dimensional. You know what it is. There's no question about it. If there is some dimensionality to it, and there can be a dramatic question, will it, won't it do this thing, or will I be able to influence in this way? Can I redeem it? Can I get it to do this thing? That's a dramatically more interesting setup, right? Like, if I can do this thing, I can change the order. I can win against my enemy in more than just this raw power sort of a state, right? So yeah, if there's like some mechanic inside the necromorph system that is the force for good trying to break out, that becomes your goal, and that becomes a dramatic question, and then it's like, will I or won't I achieve that?
Oh, I have the key card now. I can go this way.
Key cards are a constant sort of thing in the science fiction games as MacGuffins to use.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna, well, I gotta get a key card. You're like, oh God, I gotta get a key card. Stop using key cards.
I love the lurkers or the, what do you call them, the leapers? What are these things called?
What are these called? Yeah, I think those are leapers.
Okay, hello.
Oof, oof.
When they leap at you, they just like don't even really have an animation, so they just go like, eh, and they just like try to grab you. It looks kind of goofy, but I like it. See, he's just like, wee.
Oh, you're right. You can't see them. They don't have any glowy bits, so you have to just track where they are.
Yeah, that's the one thing that
You're doing pretty good finding it with your flashlight in a giant open space.
They can be hard to track, though. That's the one thing about the zero-G portions.
Yes,
I just hear like roaring in the distance. And see, like I hear a guy. Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. They turned this into a zero-G space. This wasn't originally any zero-G. It's a good use of the space. It's a big open box. You can definitely zero-G your way through this.
Yeah. There's a lot of Weezers in here.
Yeah, how many have we taken care of? 6?
6.
It's a strange number of, it's usually 3. Magic is 3, Brian, as you know. Oh, look at this place.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, I was like, what a great environment storytelling. So the big something came through the, oh, wow. And then it's all corrupted-y. This looks amazing. Look at this place.
Just a bloody tunnel.
Yeah, that's, I'm sure we're going to come back here and something bag's going to help, Pup.
Excuse me.
Another tentacle grab. I guess we should have known that was coming.
Was this in the first one, too?
I don't think so. I don't think we had 2 tentacles in the first one.
Please die.
Did we?
Oh, no. Thank you. That's what I thought. I was like, I see a hole.
Yeah, it was really good environmental foreshadowing. Oh, I loved this section. This was fun.
This fire's gonna shoot out, right? Am I gonna step in? Oh! I knew it the second I stepped in. Fire was gonna shoot
Yeah,
out.
there you go.
I'm just gonna run. Let me.
Yeah, stay in there and get flamied. Hey, Stasis Brian!
Yay!
Whee!
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Super awesome.
That's satisfying.
It is, isn't it?
See you later, nerds.
Ooh.
Give me these, please.
Oh,
Thank you.
You step into the death chamber.
Yeah. Loot.
Me. Loot. What
You want a piece?
What's the alt
Bam.
for the force gun?
That's a good question. Let's find out. Oh, that's pretty sick. It's like a singularity core. That.
But it didn't do anything to him, so it just is a big gravity holder? Is that
Yeah,
just
that
holds
might
them?
just be like a kind of like an AOE thing.
That was pretty great, though. Come on.
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, listen. The twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yeah. That is 2?
No, that was one of our marketing videos for one of our most successful ones. Where, oh, hi Nicole, Christine, one of our audio engineers at the time, she was also happened to be a bit of a chanteuse. She would sing and stuff. She was so great, and so she sang that song. Glenn had the idea to do the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You're welcome, Elizabeth. And she sang the scratch audio for it, and she did such a good job on the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star singing. We just wanted to use her, but at the time, you know, it's really difficult if you don't use a SAG actor. If you're using SAG, you can get in all kinds of trouble. Like, you know, it's a union; you're not allowed to use non-SAG.
Yeah.
So we had to go all the way to John Mercatello to get that approved.
Really?
Yeah. He finally did it because it was so good. I'm not sure how our lawyers got. They had some sort of way to get around it, so it wasn't a problem. But it was like it took a lot of executive action to get that in.
That's very funny. That just for the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Yeah.
But I guess like stuff like that matters too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like when someone can just have that little moment.
It does. It was. We wanted because we loved her. She was such a good, contributor to the team, and she just sounded good. I don't know. It's always fun to have. You know, the team in the game is fun. It's almost impossible now, and was getting increasingly more difficult then, like likeness and stuff, and people performing in the game, because it violates the SAG contracts, so you can't do that. Like in Dead Space 2, with the opening zombie who gets killed, was my producer at the time, Rich Briggs.
Oh, really?
It's his likeness. He got scanned into the game. I've never seen that before or since, but it was like not advised. We're happy to do it though. I'm glad he got in.
They scanned me to be a Marine in Halo.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so I'm in there. There's a video on my channel. You can watch it right now, where I take my Marine and go on adventures.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Well, no, I guess I can put you in as long as you don't speak.
I think I had to sign away my likeness and whatnot.
Yeah.
Use your likeness in perpetuity for the entire universe.
Yep. There's a lot of logs though in the original Dead Space that showed team members' names and leads and names and stuff we had on different. These people died in this room, and it's a bunch of members of the crew of the dev team.
Yeah.
Oh God, food storage. Here we go. You getting ready?
I'm ready. Although I have no ammunition for anything, I'm just gonna have to.
It's gonna be a problem in that fight.
I would like to turn back on the jungle ambience.
Yeah, I
please.
like the crickets. I
There.
love that so much.
I feel better now.
It's the violin enemies. He's trying to get to you. Now he's dead. Yeah, he's really fast.
Damn it! The airlock's open, but the Leviathan's too strong. It's clinging to the interior of food storage. We need more enzyme.
There's no time. I'm going in. Maybe I can cut it loose.
The Leviathan has a 10-kiloton mass. Do you really need me to tell you this is a bad idea?
Well, I'm all out of good ideas, so guess what's left?
That's a callback to one of his lines in Dead Space 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says, "I'm full of bad ideas." Oh, I can't see
Oh,
the
I love the
Leviathan.
reveal. The lights slowly turn on till you see him. Hi.
Wow, look at the Leviathan. Woo, he looks sharp in this new resolution. Nom. Oh, he's got lots of tentacles, so we're getting good use out of
I
it.
see.
Oh,
Okay.
so when the tentacles extend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had to change this. So in the original one, you were walking around stuck on the edge, and then you had to basically maybe do the same thing.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because in the first one you had to...
I can't remember what the goals were. Probably more yellow pus bags, but like,
Gotcha.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it comes out of a different hole.
Whoa! I thought there were all three of them at one point. Or is it the same?
Because I killed the other two.
Oh, got it.
Face me, face me.
There you go. I wonder if you can stasis it to keep it out.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I probably should have done that. That would have been smart. Open your mouth. I see it in there. Oh, no.
Oh, state number 2. It's like, shoot me, shoot me. Okay. Oh, God.
can
God.
probably
Can you stasis those or grab
Yeah.
them? You can probably grab them as they are tossed out. Ooh. 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 Oh,
no.
oh, God.
Now it's timed.
Oh, okay. Okay. I would love to do that. Ooh. It's got more tentacles now? It's throwing everything it's got at you.
Die. Oh, I think I did it.
Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it?
I think so.
Those lights look promising.
Whoa!
Look at Isaac trying not to get sucked
Yeah.
out. This is good.
Nice. Hooray.
That was great.
That was fun.
That was a fun fight.
Listen, Jacob. My Jacob. Last I heard, he was on the mining deck with some other survivors. He said they were building an SOS beacon. But if you can find that SOS beacon, call for rescue.
I will. Mining deck. Okay, got it. And if I meet Jacob?
Tell him I'll find him. He's all I want to see.
Just like Isaac and Nicole. I don't feel very hopeful. What is she talking about? Do you?
No.
Kendra, you're making stuff up. It's not looking very good. They're got an SOS beacon, and there's this dude, Chalice Mercer, trying to kill us all. Where did he go to? He's still lurking around.